This podcast is sponsored by BuyBiz.io. Discover premium AI-driven online businesses for sale, perfect for standalone growth or seamless integration. Explore now at BuyBiz.io to kickstart your digital success.
Evaluating supplier sustainability, key insights for businesses. Learn the essentials of supplier sustainability, the impact on our world, and why it's more than a trend. It's a necessity for businesses today. Evaluating supplier sustainability. Hey there, welcome to today's podcast episode, where we chat about something that's becoming more and more important in the business world, supplier sustainability. Now, before you switch to another podcast thinking this topic might be way too technical, let me assure you, it's super relevant to our everyday lives and isn't just for the business pros. And I've got a few interesting twists to keep things light and fun, just like a conversation between friends. Okay, let's set the stage. You've probably heard the term sustainability thrown around quite a bit. When we talk about supplier sustainability, we're basically discussing how companies ensure their suppliers are taking steps to protect the environment, be socially responsible, and operate ethically. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? But it actually opens up a pretty big discussion. Think about it. Every time you buy a product, there's a whole supply chain behind it, from raw materials to final production. The companies we love often don't make all their components, they rely on suppliers. So, ensuring these suppliers are sustainable can make a pretty significant impact on the planet and society. But how do we evaluate these suppliers? What should companies be looking for? Key factors in evaluating supplier sustainability. Environmental responsibility. First up, let's talk about the planet. Companies should check if their suppliers use eco-friendly practices. This might include reducing waste, using sustainable materials, or minimizing carbon footprints. A company might look for certifications like the ISO 14001, which signals commitment to environmental standards. Social responsibility. Next, there's the people aspect. Ethical labor practices are crucial. Are the workers treated fairly? Any company worth their salt will ensure their suppliers uphold human rights and provide safe working conditions. Governance. And then, there's how these businesses are run. Transparency and honesty are huge. Businesses should probe into whether suppliers follow legal standards and maintain open, honest communication. Seems like a lot to take in, right? But remember, the world is waking up to the necessity of responsible sourcing. Corporations like Apple and Patagonia, they have systems to hold their suppliers accountable, and not only because it's great PR, but because it's the right thing to do. Practical steps for businesses. So, if a business wants to get serious about supplier sustainability, what's next? It starts with research. Assess potential suppliers through questionnaires or on-site audits. And hey, while technology isn't a magic cure-all, it sure helps. Many businesses use platforms and software to monitor supplier compliance and track performance. This can save time and make evaluations more precise. For smaller businesses, the process might seem overwhelming, but it's all about taking small, consistent steps. You don't have to start from scratch. Look at industry standards or consult with experts to know where to begin. The business angle. All these efforts also make good business sense. Sustainable practices can bring cost savings through efficiency gains and waste reductions. They attract customers who are more eco-conscious and tend to demand transparency. Plus, sustainable supply chains tend to be more resilient in face of disruptions, something we all learned was important recently. And before I sign off, just a quick note for those in the business field looking to make strategic shifts. Consider exploring unique opportunities like Archieboy Holdings' AI-based businesses for sale. Transformative ventures can also be sustainable. Explore our listings today. In wrapping up, I wouldn't be surprised if one day soon, sustainability becomes non-negotiable. More companies understanding this importance means progressing towards a healthier planet and society. Thanks for tuning in today. Catch you on the next episode.